What's going on, everybody? Mini series NFL Spotlight. No one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. We're previewing the Buffalo Bills. You already know that's my second favorite team in the league. What's going on, Remy? How you doing, brother?
Not good. I don't want to talk about this.
You got to. You
I
ain't
don't
got
want
no
to.
choice.
I don't like this team.
We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about the Buffalo Bills and how great they are. Are you ready? Let's dive right in. So we put up the depth chart over here. We got. Come on, bro. Look at
15 picks, dude.
I just want to sit here for a second.
15 interceptions.
I just want to sit here a second and think about it.
15. Really? Really? We're gonna throw 15 picks and hype it up, dude.
Bro. Josh Allen.
Nah, fam.
Josh Allen.
Couldn't be me, dude.
Is unbelievable.
Couldn't be me, dude.
So, as y'all know by now, we have already done the Jets, the Patriots, the Dolphins, and now we're doing the Bills. And I think the Bills have the best QB room in the division, which is pretty obvious. Come on.
Barely.
Remy, you're not.
Yes, it's the best. I don't like that you get me on camera saying this shit, dude.
I'm literally clipping him.
Don't love it. Don't love it at all.
I love it.
He's a stud. Dude. I'm just saying, dude. You throw 15 interceptions. You come in, dude. You know who else threw 15 interceptions? Tyler Heineke. That's the room you want to be in, dude. Just saying.
Just looking ahead. So,
just
of course,
saying, dude.
We're saying number one, going to the running backs, Devon Singletary, James Cook, Zach Moss, Duke Johnson. They expected Zach Moss to step up. Never took that next step. Devon Singletary is not an RB1. He's kind of.
They expected it from both of them dudes. They expected the same thing from Singletary and from Moss, and neither one have been that dude. But they don't need them to be. You know,
they don't
really need them to be. If they got production out of that position,
when they run the ball, it's Josh Allen running the ball.
It's Josh Allen running the football. So. The running back room not great. James Cook is the question mark.
The unknown, right?
Yeah, good football player out of Georgia, kind of a shared backfield in college as well. So he could be, but he could also just be the next line of Devon Singletary and Zach Moss, where potentially could have been a good player, just really never pans out to be that great. So, like I said, it's not really a need for them to be that great. So I don't love the running back room here. For the Bills.
So we're saying
fourth.
Yeah, so just a quick recap since it's the last team in the division. We had the Patriots 1, the Dolphins 2, the Jets 3, and the Bills 4 in the running back department. And I would agree with that. Moving on to the pass catchers. We, of course, have the Stephon Diggs. We have Gabriel Davis, who took a big step. Isaiah McKenzie, he's a good player. We have Dawson Knox, who everybody is who's hyping up for sure. I love this wide receiving group. I love the pass catchers. You got to have good pass catchers when you're going to throw it 50 times a game.
Gabriel Davis had that amazing playoff game. What was it, 4 touchdowns or whatever? Unreal. So, before that game, I would have been like, okay, the number 2 wide receiver position, maybe not the best for them, but he had such an insane game that if he carries that momentum in, I think, I do think this is still behind Miami as far as the pass catching room, but I still think this is a great pass catching room.
Miami's pass catching room's elite.
Yeah.
I think this one's great because of Stephon Diggs and how good he is. And like you said, Gabriel Davis kind of taking the next step. So we're having them number 2 coming in behind the Dolphins, of course. Moving on to the offensive line.
It's not a great offensive line.
No, I like Saffold. I do like Roger Saffold. A lot of these guys, though, who are their tackles? Deion Dawkins, second high pick, 17. Not the best. They used to have a good offensive line, like a great offensive line. Salary, they've been kind of cutting corners in salary department in the offensive line here recently.
I will still say I think it's a little better. Miami potentially could have a better offensive line.
Yeah.
Potentially. But right now today,
I think,
I would put them ahead of mine.
looking at it, I think we're going to say 3 here on the offensive line.
Mhm.
And we said in the last video, if y'all recall, we said Dolphins are kind of wait and see mode, which trending wise, we also talked about how, and in the Patriots and Jets videos, talked about in the Patriots video how they're trending this way, and then the Jets are trending that way. Now they're still 3 and 4 in a lot of departments. I would kind of say the same thing in the offensive line category, where the Bills are they're third, but they're trending downward, and I definitely think the Dolphins are trending upwards for sure. But we're going to say 3 here with the O line as well. We're going to move along to the D line.
This is a good defensive line. This is a good defensive line.
I like how this is going to be the shortest video of all of them. We're going to release by like 10 minutes because everyone knows how good the Buffalo Bills are.
They're a good team. I mean, they don't have a ton of weaknesses. You know,
they got Von Miller.
The offensive line could be better. The running back room could be better. But outside of that, they're pretty stout. Now, if you look at the defensive line,
this guy's a stud.
They overpaid Von Miller tremendously.
Yes.
But that's not saying he's a bad player. He's still a good player who's got a couple of years left in the tank, but they signed him to like a 4-year deal. He's 32 years old or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the kid out of Miami. So he's the question mark. Is if you look at him, like look how big he is. First off, he's massive.
Yeah.
Had a really good year. The 1 year in college, he led the league, led college NCAA in sacks.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a high potential guy. Last year was his rookie year, so they really hope for big things out of him. Ed Oliver, like you said, is a star defensive tackle.
Stud.
Daquan Jones is the bigger body. He's the stuffer in the middle of that defensive line. Then you throw in Von Miller, who's
have the number 1 D line in the league.
So this is a pretty stout defensive line here.
Number 1. Number 1.
I think didn't I give Miami number 1?
You did.
Go 2. I gotta go 2 here, just because I do think that
you did because you're a homer. And
yeah, I mean I am a homer,
this
and
is
it's
ridiculous.
just better. It's just better.
A D line with
defensive lines.
Yes, I agree. But a defensive line with Ed Oliver and Von Miller, is better than anything that y'all got going on.
Nah. We got Christian Wilkins. We got Emmanuel Ogbah.
Oh, my God. We've all heard it here. Now, please, everybody, please post in the comments.
Go
and let me know how I'm
okay, so you want to get real? You want to get real into it? Click on Von Miller's name. Click on Von Miller's name.
He's 33.
Pull up the stats. 9.5 sacks. Jalen Phillips had 8.5 sacks last year as a spot rotational pass rusher. So
we're talking about D line. Jalen Phillips is a linebacker.
Yes, Von Miller's also a linebacker.
Not in this. He ain't.
Look right there. What does it say next to his name? Von Miller, Buffalo Bills number 40 linebacker. He's an outside linebacker. The same
but he's going to play defensive.
Just runs a 4-3. He's going to stand up. He's going to be a 3-4 pass rushing linebacker.
Listen, I get where you're coming from, but to keep the rankings true, he's going to play defensive end for the Buffalo Bills in a 4-3 scheme. So therefore, he's a defensive end.
Yes. Okay. Fine. Defensive end. Gregory Rousseau had 4 sacks last year. It's a great defensive line. I'm still going to give Miami the edge because every one of Miami's 3 defensive linemen, each one is a very good football player. Gregory Rousseau may be a good player. I don't know. And what is Daquan Jones? He's a run-stopping defensive tackle.
All right. I agree to disagree on that wholeheartedly. Moving on to the linebacking core. By default, we have to give them number 1.
Well, I mean, yeah. And they not even by default. I just think this is the best linebacking group. Now, I don't Tyrell Dodson, but who cares? Tremaine Edmonds is the best linebacker in the entire division.
Yeah, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah, who is whatever. Yeah. But Matt Milano's a very good linebacker. Tremaine Edmonds is the best linebacker in the division. So this is the best linebacking crew in the division.
Yep. I agree. Going on the secondary, and they have.
And this was a source of contention between me and you in the last one, too.
I mean, this guy's got to be healthy. This guy, Tre'Davious White, has to be healthy. Dane Jackson is a nobody, and he will not be that. He will not be there on the depth chart. But here's the issue I'm coming in on. The safeties are the two best safeties in the league.
They are the best safety combo in the league.
Not having it.
They're the best safety combo. I'm not going to say
unbelievable.
I mean, like they by far the best combo in the league. They're not the number 1 and 2 overall safeties in the league.
Okay. So you say that they're number 2 secondary behind the Dolphins, which I give that to the Dolphins. They have 2 really good corners. Well, 1 really good corner and a corner that's
better than Dane Jackson.
Dane Jackson, who's a zombie. I mean, who knows what he's going to be. But I'm still saying the Bills have number 1. You're saying they have number 2. So we have some contention going in. Can you tell that I like the Bills and Remy likes the Dolphins?
It all comes down to Tre'Davious White. I'm just saying, torn ACL at the end of last year, still on the physically unable.
Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
What if Tre'Davious White's not the same dude anymore? Torn knee, who knows? Who knows, dude? I'm just saying, yes, I'll give you that. I think Tre'Davious White is a stud. He's one of the better corners in the league. I think he's been underrated his entire career. Okay. He is coming off of a major injury, and who knows if he'll be ready at the beginning of the season.
All right.
The safeties are great. The other corner's trash.
Okay.
I'll just be picking on the other corner all day.
So to recap, this is the last team in the AFC East. We did the Jets. We talked about how, their roster's kind of trending in a better direction than what it was. Wait and see on the QB and a lot of other positions. I like their running back. I like their wide receivers. They're young. They're just not proven yet. We said they would win 5 games. Is that we come to a conclusion on that? I said 5.
That's what I said. I think you said 4 to 6. Okay. And I said just 5. I think
let's just say 5 for them. We'll label Jets 5. We said Patriots 7.
7-win team.
We said the Dolphins. You said 12. I said 11. So not too far off there. How about the Bills? How many games does the Buffalo Bills win?
13.
Bro, I literally wrote 13 down.
I know you did, because that's how many games they're going to win.
Get out of my head.
Dude, that's because that's how many games they're going to win.
Get out of my head.
All this back and forth between me and you, and I do still agree the Bills are the better team. Don't clip that. Nobody clip what I just said. They're awful. They're going to lose every game.
I got it. I'm going to be the one editing this video. I'm going to chop and screw this thing.
It's going to make 10 minutes of me saying the Buffalo Bills are going to win the division.
I will say, I'm looking at it on paper. The Dolphins and Bills are the 2 best teams in this division.
Yes.
And it's kind of a distance between the Patriots.
There's so much argument in the media about the Patriots over the Dolphins, and I don't think it's close. I don't. I think, like you said at the beginning of this, I think the Patriots are trending down. The Dolphins are trending up. I think they were already 2 very close teams to begin with. Had Miami not started 1-7 last year, 1-8, whatever, 1-7, they, Miami would have clearly been the better team. So this year, I think there's going to be a gap. I think it's going to be Miami and Buffalo are going to be the 2 teams in this division, and I think there's going to be a fall between the other 2. The big issue now is, though, for Miami is Buffalo owns Miami.
Yeah.
Absolutely owns them. So Miami's got to get that monkey off their back. Buffalo not only beats Miami every time they play them, they beat the shit out of them. It has not been a particularly close
I think if y'all could get a split, y'all are that's going to be great.
If we can get a split, it's going to be huge. We just got to beat them once, man. We have not beaten them in, I think, like 8 straight games. It's been a long time since we've beaten them. And like I said, it's not been very close. Last year, what was the week where Tua got hurt, they beat the dog shit out of us. And
so
it'll be interesting. I think,
see.
And I said a lot of this last year. I thought it was going to be closer, but I think this is going to be a close year.
We'll see.
I really do.
That is spotlight on the Buffalo Bills, and of course, wrapping up the AFC East.